26 in Thailand, Thailand Rob.
What's going on? So some of you might know already, I just got back a month or so ago from taking a trip to America, and for the reasons you haven't seen any videos in so long, or so little videos in so long, was because after I had my hernia operation, literally in 2 weeks I flew to America VIP, which I'll get into how I got on what I just showed you at the beginning of this video. I'll show you how I got there. But by the time I got to America, after healing from the hernia surgeries, I developed the shingles 3 days after I got there, which now exactly 4 months later, I'm just recovering from completely because I developed complications. Not everybody does, usually 2 weeks and you're fine. Me, 4 months. But I wanted to come down and sit and have a beer with you because today's my birthday.
What?
And I wanted to sit and tell you how I got VIP treatment and how I got to sit at a bar on the A380 and how I got just the best treatment you could get and checked off something on my bucket list. See you in a second.
A few moments later.
So happy birthday to me, right? Right. So there's 2 airlines that I've used consistently in my 8 years of traveling from the United States to Thailand. But being that I'm from the East Coast side and a lot of people from the West Coast side, there's completely different ways to go. And so the 2 airlines that I've picked the most were Emirates, and then I went with Qatar, and now I'm really into Qatar. But if you live on the West Coast, there's United Airlines, there's Singapore Airlines, and it's just a lot probably cheaper or quicker to go that way. Emirates is good for picking you up, and Qatar is good for picking you up either in the middle of the country or on the East Coast, like New York, in that area. So now I want to tell you how I got upgraded to the business class in Qatar Airways from only a couple of years of flying with them. Because it's over 9,000 miles. Who is yelling? Let me just hold on a second. God, she's loud. In a nutshell, basically, flying around the earth twice got me actually to gold status in Qatar Airways in just 2 round trips, twice within 2 years. So when it jumped up to gold status, when I went to the airport, I presented it to them and I said, are there any upgrades available for this specific flight? And I got so lucky because I got from the 14-hour leg that I had to take from America to Doha was 14 hours, and I got to go into business class, which I call VIP class. I can't say enough about Qatar's business class. I just can't. I haven't flown on any other business class except one time I was on United in America, but with all due respect to any other airlines, in my mind, there is no comparison of airlines, American-based airlines, and Qatar and Emirates or Singapore, Japan Airlines. There's just no way to compare them because it's just so different. Even on all of the other legs of the trip where I was not in business class, because I had reached gold status, they came to me by name before takeoff to get my menu to write down what I wanted, even in coach. And they also came to me at the end of all during the trip to make sure I was fine. On the way over, it was on an A380 and Airbus, and it had the bar. And you saw the girl at the front; she was bartending when I was there, and we were laughing. And we were just having a great time. On the way back, the big plane was a 777. I think that's what they don't have a bar. Very disappointing. They're doing away with bars. They're doing away with bars on airplanes, so it's just just becoming bad. But I had a great time. I had such a great time. I'm trying to figure out when I can actually go and fly with them again. But I've also found, believe it or not, the first flight that I ever came to Thailand on was a one-way ticket, and it was Qatar Airways. It was the cheapest. It was $550 back in 2015. I think a round-trip ticket now, on average, from New York or that area, or they fly into Dallas as well. But from Dallas to Bangkok, I think a round-trip ticket is going to be around $1,700, which, inflation, it works out that way. But it is what it is. But if you fly with them a couple of times in just a couple of years, because the points hold on for 24 months, and they add up so quick that you can get bumped up to business class really quickly. And trust me, if you want to be on Qatar, you want to be on their business class. They've even got some that it's like a pod. They call it a Q suite, where there's a door and they shut it. Like no one can see inside of your pod unless they're leaning over the top taking your order. That's a trip. The seat that I don't have a lot of pictures, but the seat that you see, that's not one of those. That's just a business class on a 777. I think 777. But anyway, when I went there, I went to see all my family, and some of my family lives in the Midwest. But unfortunately, I was really sick with the shingles, so I was under the weather so bad it was pathetic. But when I did get to the Midwest, I did go to the Air Force Base where they keep all the B-2 stealth bombers, all but about three or four of the B-2 stealth bombers. I went to that base, and the actual footage that you saw was what I took standing outside getting ready to go in, and me inside the hangar. Yes, that's me inside the hangar. It's always been a bucket list of mine to see one of these planes up close, and I actually got to see the plane, touch the plane, hang out in the hangar with the plane, hang out on the base with the plane, look at some of the things that you're not even supposed to see on the plane, and pretty much had as much VIP status as you can get being a civilian walking around an Air Force base with a B-2 stealth bomber, which is, one of the higher end planes of America. If you don't know what a B-2 stealth bomber is, then I don't know. It's not easy to go see. Not easy at all. And of course, if there's any question in your mind, no, I did not fly inside the B-2 stealth bomber, but I do have access to them.